Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
When you have a customer request for pricing for a prospective job, you can create a quote. In the quote, you can enter pricing information about your goods and services for the customer's request. Since they haven't agreed to purchase anything yet, they are only provided with a quote. Quotes do not affect the general ledger. They are very useful as quotes that the customer accepts can easily be converted into sales orders or sales invoices later on. You can enter a quote for the customer into the quotes window. To access this window, just select Tasks from the menu bar, roll to Quotes and Sales Orders, and then choose the Quotes command. This will bring up the Quotes window where you can make a quote to send to a customer that requests one. Now in the Quotes window, you begin by entering the ID of the customer or prospect that will be receiving the quote by using the Customer ID field. You must have the customer in your customer list to create a quote for them. If you plan on printing the quote, then simply leave the quote number field blank. If you manually create a quote and you're simply recording it into Peachtree, then enter the quote number that you gave to the customer into the quote number field. Then enter the date that the quote was created in the Date field, and be sure to fill in the good through date. Now the name and bill to fields will display the information for the selected customer ID. You can change the ship to field by clicking the gray arrow next to that field and selecting a different shipping address for the customer if needed. You can also specify a drop shipment by checking the drop ship checkbox. Now in the Customer PO field, you can then enter the customer's purchase order number if applicable. You can select the shipping method from the Ship Via Fields drop-down of choices, and you can also select the Sales Rep ID from the Sales Rep ID field. You can also enter the accounts receivable account that the quote will debit when it's converted into an invoice by using the Accounts Receivable Account field if it appears. This field will default to the last account used in a sales transaction, and you can change it if needed. Then enter the quantity of the first item ordered into the quantity field in the line item area. Select the item that they're ordering from the Item Fields drop-down list of item choices. The description of the selected item will display in the Description field. You can enter in a description for items that you don't track through inventory if needed. The General Ledger account will display the account setup for the selected item if you choose to display it. Now, when you're ordering items that are not tracked in inventory, the customer's sales account will also display here, and you can change this if necessary. It is also important to remember that this information will not affect the general ledger until you convert the quote into a sales order or sales invoice. In the Unit Price field, you'll see the sales price of the selected item. If it is an item that you don't track as inventory, then you can enter the price into this field. The Tax field will simply display the tax type of the selected item. If it isn't an inventory item, you'll need to choose a tax type in this field. The Amount field will display the quantity times the unit price. If you are entering a non-inventory item, enter the total price of the item order in this field if needed. Note that if this quote is for a specific job, you can also enter the job into the Job field. It will not actually be applied to the job, however, until the quote is converted into an invoice. In the Sales Tax Code field, you'll see the sales tax code for the selected customer. If you need to change the sales tax code, just simply select one from the list. Finally, enter any freight charges applicable to the transaction into the Freight Amount field. Now when you're done, you can either click the Print button to print the quote, or you can simply click the Save button to save the quote using the buttons that are available in the toolbar at the top of this window.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.